We are outside of Wisconsin Heights, and there's so many cute little farms here, so green. Such a pretty area. Just out of Wisconsin Heights. We are approaching Spring Green, Wisconsin. There's so many cute little farms in this area. Just classic farms.
Restaging this room how his aunts would have had this space back in 1915. We're staging again this room how Frank Lloyd Wright and his apprentices would have had it back in 1915. Go ahead, and then I'll head over to you, sir. This is a good question. Where did Jane and Ella, these aunts, where did their kids come from? They have 60 of them out here, right? Where were they coming from? So when they first opened the school, oh, I forgot to show something up here.
This is the dining room at the Hillside School.
Appreciation for nature by farming in these fields. His apprentices would be picking their own meals, folks.
This is where he and his apprentices would work. He had 24 apprentices.
Yeah, folks, our artifacts all. Here I allege Frank Lloyd Wright was such a genius, folks. Coupled with a serious bout of pneumonia and with his apprentices in the late 30s, he just. So no longer were Frank Lloyd Wright and his apprentices, when they're about halfway through this room, thinking like, gee, how do we heat this room in January? Who cares? Right? They're going to be 1,000 miles away in Arizona, folks, for interactive design. This was an abstraction of the natural scene we see around us in this valley, folks. So this was to be the center of the fellowship, without a doubt. What are we thinking about, though, here, folks, as you look around? Is there anything else? By breaking down the delineation between the stage and the audience, by bringing these risers down as close as possible to the theater, or to the stage, I should say, rather, Frank Lloyd Wright was hoping to promote a sense of intimacy here within this space. And that is still something we've got today, and certainly promotes this unique shape as we look across this room, still today. The chandeliers that hang down into this room, folks, they're actually modeled, or rather, I should say that these chandeliers came first, and the pendant lamps that hung down into the dining room, also designed by Frank Lloyd Wright and built by his apprentices, were actually modeled off of these original chandeliers in this room, original to 1953. Frank Lloyd Wright said light bulbs are unsightly, they should be hidden.
This is Frank Lloyd Wright's personal studio.
That here you or I sit at this plywood desk with Frank Lloyd Wright, and we argue over the price of our home. Argue with Frank Lloyd Wright.
His office area.
Pass away shortly before the building was completed, so both of them would not really see what they argued about here at this table. But it started. The gallery down on that end of the studio, folks. You've got books on display that belong to Frank Lloyd Wright, his apprentices.
So this is the living room at Taliesin.
Without being too dramatic, yeah. I think Frank Lloyd Wright felt about these artifacts that they would become a piece of this home. They would be integrated into this property to be like anything else that he designed. And you'll see that continue only more so as we go on through the home here, folks. looks. I've read stories where Frank Lloyd Wright, for large parties.
He designed these barrel chairs
Well, next to it.
in the 1930s.
Music stand? You been on the store before? No, I'm joking. I'm not joking. No. Good. She's right on it. That is a string quartet music stand.
So grand piano that he would have imported from Germany here to the United States. So the music stand we see here in particular comes about in the early 50s. Frank Lloyd Wright drafts up the plans for this music stand, and it's his apprentices, of course, who are the ones to build it out according to those designs. And it is made out of veneer, plywood, and cypress, scrap material.
Wisconsin is so beautiful. So green. So green. Seriously, Wisconsin is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. So green. So many rivers. We stopped off the freeway and I just wanted to give you an idea. This is southern Minnesota off of 90 West. It's a cloudy day. This is called the Great Meadow. So lots of flat, not too many lakes in this area. I'm in a quilt shop in Hayward, Minnesota. I brought my wall hanging fabric to look for a little bit of a binding, and we pulled off the freeway. And I'm just, oh my God, gorgeous, gorgeous quilts. Oh, look at this dog one. We just pulled off the freeway at a rest stop. I just went to the back of the area. There's a cornfield here. Just beautiful. We're still in Minnesota and about to go into South Dakota. This is Blue Mounds National Park in Minnesota. It's right before the South Dakota state line. And there's a genetically pure bison herd here. I'll try to get some pictures of them. What a gorgeous day. This is Blue Mounds National Park. We are still at Blue Mounds State Park in Minnesota, very close to the South Dakota state line. We did end up finding the bison herd. We are in Chamberlain, South Dakota. We're staying overnight before doing a bunch of things tomorrow. But this is the Missouri River. Flows from here all the way down through Missouri until it hits Mississippi. Gorgeous, gorgeous night. Cute little town. It's about 2,700 people.